Hi there, and welcome to RECOM's Powerful Podcast, where we discuss new topics and products. I'm Jeff Deutschman, your product moderator. From a quarter watt up to 1,000 watts, whether the power is required for an industrial setting, a new IoT gadget, or a high-end medical-grade device, RECOM has you covered. Hi, Peter. On this episode, we will be discussing our wired AC to DC power supplies.
That's right, Jeff. I'd like to talk about what we offer and some of the applications these go into.
Fantastic. Let's start with the applications. Who's using these parts?
Yeah, so a lot of different industries can benefit from wired AC to DC modules. It's important for customers who could have basic electrical needs and sometimes don't use a PCB.
And what exactly might they be powering?
Yeah, so many of these are used to power fans and other electromechanical equipment. For example, one customer is using our part to power a 12-volt fan. Their application is a meat dryer, and the fan helps circulate air to reduce bacteria while the meat matures.
Excellent. What other types of equipment are these going into?
These also go into lighting controls, and in some cases can power LEDs or the lights themselves. So one customer has a lighting enclosure with a simple control module as well as LEDs.
Okay, so no PCB for that one, right?
Nope, it's not required. So for this particular customer, it was much easier and faster to integrate our part by plugging it directly into the mains. Designing a PCB would be unnecessary and a time-consuming step.
Not to mention more expensive. We do like making it easy for our customers. Let's talk about the parts now. What kind of power range do we offer?
So for these wired AC to DCs, we offer 5 watt, 10 watt, 18 watt, 20 watt, and 30 watt options. There's options for your standard industrial and household application, and there's even a couple medical grade solutions in there.
Great. And I imagine no external components are required, right?
Correct. And that's especially important for these parts to be complete products, since there's nowhere to add those external components.
That makes perfect sense. And I trust also these cover the universal input range?
Exactly. So 100 to 240 volts AC is achievable with all these parts. And we even have the 5 watt that covers up to 277 volts for those lighting and building applications. We have all the standard low voltage output options as well, covering 3.3 volts up to 24 volts DC.
Very nice. Lastly, what about the wire specs?
Yeah, good question. So the industrial products have wires that are about 4 inches long and are 18 gauge. The medical ones are around 7.5 inches long, with 20 gauge on the input and 22 gauge on the output.
That's a nice variety on these wired AC to DCs, Peter. As always, thank you very much. Well, that about wraps it up for this episode of RECOM's Powerful Podcast. Be sure to listen next time when we delve into the pros of another RECOM topic. As always, please contact your regional sales manager for any samples or pricing information. Our application engineers are always happy to assist you with any technical questions or requests. You can email them at techsupport@recom-power.com. Until then, have a great day, and always remember,
RECOM powers your products.